Hi there, Jen Roque here at stampcampwithjen.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Summerfield, Florida, and welcome to my weekly Facebook Live. So this one is really special. I've been kind of giving you guys some hints and some reminders. So I am starting a 12 weeks of fall and Halloween series, and today is week 1. So each week I'm going to have either a card or a 3D project to share with you that features either fall or Halloween products to get you ready for the upcoming fall and Halloween season. Hi Kay, hi Jessica. Thank you so much for joining and for sharing. I really appreciate it. As you guys join, please say hello. I love seeing you guys each week, and I love when you share my videos and invite your friends to join us. Hi Sue Stone, thanks so much for joining me. Ethan, I'm sure, would much rather be here with you guys. He's out mowing the lawn right now. Hi Barb from North Dakota. How's the weather up there? I bet it feels great. It's been so hot here. Ethan was supposed to mow the lawn on Sunday. That's usually his chore day, but it rained and rained, so of course he couldn't mow. It rains like almost every day here, so he has to keep waiting and waiting, and you know, we try to let him do it at night so that it's not as hot, but that's usually also when it rains, so it's kind of tough to gauge the timing sometime. 95 but not humid. That's good. That's good. Huge storm in Tampa. Wow. Yeah, it's been crazy. We get tons of lightning. Somebody told me that the Villages is like the lightning capital of the US, which I believe because we get a ton of it. Why did I make a mail on Facebook Monday? That wasn't really my doing. Hi Sylvia, thanks so much for joining me. All right, so anyway, so back to the fall and Halloween. So yeah, each Monday for the next 12 weeks, I will have a fall or Halloween project that I'll share with you guys. It'll either be a 3D project, like a treat box, or some little thing that you can gift somebody, or it'll be a sweet card that you can send throughout the holidays. Hi Roberta, hi Kay. Oh, thank you so much. That's Oscar. He's an Australian Shepherd, and he's definitely my dog. He's super clingy, he follows me around everywhere, and I'm always told that when I'm not here, he sits by either the garage door. I guess lately he's been sitting by the craft room door because he thinks I'm just in here and have the door shut, and so he just sits outside the craft room door when I'm not here. Hi Sally from Ohio, thanks so much for joining. All right guys, well let me go ahead and get the camera turned around. We'll go over a few reminders and then we'll start the project for today. I'm really excited to share it with you guys. I think you're gonna really like it. It's one that you can easily mass produce if you would like to. I'm not gonna give away too many hints because I don't want to ruin all the fun. I want it to be a little bit of a surprise. Okay, let me get my lights turned on here really fast. Oops. There we go. Oh, that's super bright. There we go. All right, everyone. So real quick, I'm not going to take up a ton of time. I hate when you watch videos and people take half an hour to go over stuff before they get to the project. I know it's super annoying. I don't like it either. But I do want to just remind you guys of a couple little things before we get started. So, Celebration, as you guys all know, I'm sure, is here. We have until the end of this month. And Stampin' Up! Actually has not only this little celebration brochure that you guys got. Some of you might be demonstrators and you got a free one from Stampin' Up. You might be customers of mine and got a free one from me, or you might have got them from another demonstrator. Either way, if you have this little celebration brochure, you can still get freebies through this brochure. There are a couple items in here that are sold out. So let me flip to those real quick. So if you look on page 8, these soft sea foam and pool party envelopes that you can get free with a $50 order. And how you know you can get them free with a $50 purchase is it has that little bubble that says that next to it. So those unfortunately are sold out. They will not be coming back before the end of Celebration. And then on page 12, these tree lot dies have also sold out, and those you can normally get free with $100 purchase, but unfortunately these have sold out as well. So these also will not be returning before the end of celebration. So hopefully you got them. But everything else in this brochure is free game. You can still get them. And Stampin' Up! Also offered, oh, hi Sue Stephan, thanks for joining. Celebration. Stampin' Up! Also released a whole bunch of items. These items are actually current items in the July through December mini catalog or the 2022 to 2023 annual catalog. So these normally you would have to pay for, but during celebration you can get them for free. So again, you can get these items or those celebration brochure items. You have until the end of this month, which is Wednesday, August 31st. Hi Cynthia from California. Ooh, it's like 4, it's almost dinner time for you. Are you making dinner while you're watching? All right, and then I just want to do a quick reminder of the back to school sales tax holiday. So there are a couple states left. This is the last 2 states are Illinois and Massachusetts. So if you're residents of Illinois or Massachusetts, your sales tax holiday will end this Sunday, and then that is it for the 13 states and Puerto Rico that were able to get some Stampin' Up! Supplies tax-free. So tax-free weekend has been really great. Luckily, since Ethan's birthday falls around that time, he was able to get some electronics tax-free, and that's a huge deal because we pay about 7% tax down here, and you know, if you pay a couple $100 on electronics, that saves you close to like $15 in sales tax. Okay, and then my last little spiel is if you shop with me in August and you make an order that is under $150, please use my August host code. In all of the Facebook posts and in my newsletter, I usually have a little button that says shop with my August host code or whatever month the host code is. If you shop with that host code, that helps me earn free stuff that I in turn send to you when you place an order through me, because I always send my customers a free gift, a little card that they can reuse and send to somebody else, and some candy. I like to do that just to kind of thank you for shopping with me. I really appreciate that. So you can always find this at stampcampwithjen.com. I have this information up. I also have it on my Facebook page. It'll be in this post when I finish today, and it's also in my newsletter. So if you haven't signed up for my newsletter, I encourage you to do so. I send it out every Friday morning at 5:30 in the morning, and it usually has some like Stampin' Up! News. Once a month I send a free PDF tutorial for a project. Lots of great things. Anytime I'm doing a special promotion, I put the information in there for the newsletter subscribers. You just get lots of great details before anybody else. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started on the project for today. You guys want to see it, right? So this is what we're making. This is a cute little bag that I made using the Stars Treat bags from the mini catalog. They're on page, let me see if I can grab the catalog real quick. They're on page 35 right here. So page 35 of the mini catalog, you can see them right here, those little Stars Treat bags. And they're $10 and you get 10 bags, and honestly these bags are so durable. Like, you get a bunch of them in a pack, like just like this. Oh, thanks guys, I'm so glad you like it. So these are very, very thick, sturdy. The bags are already assembled. All you have to do is pop them open, kind of like those brown paper sacks that you get for lunch bags. They come folded just like that, and they measure let me get my little, oh, actually it says in the catalog. So I know they're 2 inches deep, and then this is 3.5 inches wide, and they're 5.5 inches tall. So very, very big. I put a ton of candy in these things. You could put, you know, Rice Krispie treats, muffins, socks, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of little goodies in here. Little like Halloween party favors. If you wanted to do this for a party, that would be great. These are food safe. On the inside, they have like a shiny protective coating on the inside. So you could put just like dump a bunch of M&Ms in there or jelly beans or something. So I'm going to show you how to make this. It's super easy. You can make a bunch of these socks. I love soft, fuzzy socks, like comfy socks. So I always think of them for like, especially the winter months for like Halloween, Christmas. I like getting fuzzy socks. I don't know what it is. They're just, especially when you live up north in the colder states like Maryland, Michigan, Pennsylvania, where it snows. I used to live in fuzzy socks in the wintertime when we lived in Maryland. So yeah, so we're using these Stars treat bags, and then like I said, 10 come in a pack and they're $10, so really not expensive, not too bad. And then we are using the Scary Cute bundle here, and this is on page 56, I want to say. Yeah, 56. Also from the July through December catalog right there. So you can see that whole bundle right there. I always encourage you to get the bundle because you save 10% and then you have everything that coordinates. And I always love being able to coordinate everything. So let's get started really quick. So to make the stars look like they're purple, and I don't know if you can see it, but they're actually a little shiny too. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna take a piece of gorgeous grape, and this is cut at, let me see, 3 1/4 by 5 inches. And as always, on my Facebook page, after this is done, I will, you'll have the shopping link on here, but when I post the project details tomorrow on my blog, I will post them on my Facebook page as well, so you can go back to my blog. So what this is gonna do is this is actually gonna sit behind here. But obviously we need to glue that in there somehow. So we're going to take some tear and tape, and on the front, on the right and left edges, we're just going to do a strip of tear and tape all the way down. Just like that. Okay. And like I told you guys before, I always take my bone folder and kind of rub that tear and tape on my paper, make sure it's adhered on there nice and well. And then I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, and I actually like to use the spatula end, not the pokey end. I'm going to take that little spatula end and just peel that up. Oh, and look, I didn't even think about my nails kind of match my paper. So we're just going to peel that off. Okay. And if you have any tear and tape sticking out over the edge like I do, all you need to do is just fold it back on itself and it won't be a problem, okay? So now what we're gonna do is with that sticky side up, we're gonna slide this in the bag and make sure that it's right behind those stars. And then we're gonna stick it to the inside of that bag, just like that. Okay? And that is how you make it so that all the stars are covered up and you don't necessarily see inside the bag. Now, this is completely up to you. I like to do it because I like anything shimmery. If you want the stars to have that little bit of glitz and glam on here, then you're gonna take a Wink of Stella glitter pen and you're just gonna color over those stars, okay? And if you have, like on some of mine, I noticed it on this one too, the tear and tape sometimes will show through the stars. It's not a huge deal. If it bothers you, just use a little line of liquid glue. But I have a couple stars where the tear and tape is showing through, but it's really not going to make a difference. So I'm not going to go through this whole thing. You get the gist. But basically, you just take your little Wink of Stella glitter pen and you're just going to color on that purple part where the stars are showing through, okay? And you do that for the whole thing, okay? So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna make this little trick-or-treater here. I'm gonna show you how to do that. Now for this, we're gonna use our Stamparatus, and I'll show you why. Because With these Scary Cute, they're cling stamps. They're the red rubber stamps. And whenever you have this like flat surface, the ink doesn't always grab the whole surface, and it kind of makes like a, not bubbly, but it's just not like a smooth image. So you'll notice this was one of the first ones I did yesterday. The whole surface isn't really inked up very well. So that's why we need to use the Stamparatus here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab my Stamparatus here. And because these are the red rubber with the cling and that little bit of foam, we don't need that black pad that comes in with your Stamparatus, okay? But I am using my silicone craft sheet to give me a little bit of a shim to make sure that I get good coverage on here. So I'm just gonna take a scrap piece of Gorgeous Grape cardstock, and I'm gonna take my little trick-or-treater guy. There's a boy you could use. I think there's a little girl in here. Let's see. Maybe I'll use her this time so I can show you guys a couple different ones. But these three, the Frankenstein, the little fairy girl, and the little vampire boy, you can really use either one of them. So I will use the little fairy girl just to kind of give you some variation and show you. Actually, we'll stamp both of them just so you can see what they both look like. It's not gonna hurt. So I'll do one here, and I might have to grab a scrap piece of paper for another one. But we'll use the little Frankenstein boy for now. And I'm gonna put my little magnet at the top, and then we're just gonna flip over our plate to get that stamp to stick into place there. And then I'm just gonna take my Gorgeous Grape ink pad, and I'm going to apply ink all over. Oops, make sure I ink them up really well. All right. So ink them up once. I'm going to use my little air hockey smusher that my mom bought me. I don't know what the technical term is for this, but you see it's not really a full even application. So we need to ink them up again. You're going to need to re-ink it at least once, maybe twice, depending on your personal preference. But there's two. I'm probably going to do it one more time just to kind of get a nice good layer of ink there. And that's good. That's pretty good. Maybe we'll do one more. I've been kind of light with the ink pad here. I need to get a little darker. There we go. Last one. You do it as dark as you want though. It's really up to you. There we go. I think I like that a little better. But I like that tone on tone stamping too. So now what we're gonna do to cut him out is we're gonna take our essential tag punch here. And I always punch upside down so I can see where my image is when I punch it. So what we wanna do here is you wanna center that trick-or-treater between the left and the right side, and then I try to line his feet up with the bottom edge there of the punch so you can kind of see just like that. And you're gonna have a little bit of space at the top, but that's not a big deal. We're gonna cover that up with our sentiment. Okay, so we've got that little piece there. And let me do the little fairy girl so you can see her too. Let me get another, well, I don't need a scrap, I'll just flip this over. I just want you to see that you can use any of those three trick-or-treaters. So let me clean this up just a little bit with my Simply Chamois here. I love this thing. Love it. Okay, we'll take the Frankenstein off, and now we're gonna use this back side of my scrap here. And I'm gonna put her right in the middle. Get I always use my stamp pad to keep it under my plate. It just helps keep everything level. That's what I really like. Yes, I do love the Stamparatus. You're right, that has so many great advantages. All right, so there's one. Let's see how many times we need to do this one. Definitely more than once. Two, at least one more. be good. Maybe third time's the charm this time. Maybe one more. I think it's about 4 lately, it seems like. And if you have a juicier ink pad, you probably won't need to do it as much. I think 4 will be good. 3 to 4. Yeah, that's pretty good. And it's dark because it's still wet. It'll dry a little bit. Like my Frankenstein guy was a lot darker and he's kind of dried off. So, and then I'll show you, we'll punch her out and it should be just about the same. So, like we did with the Frankenstein, you want to center her between the left and the right here, and then you want to line her feet up at the bottom just like that, okay? And that is how you do it. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to make this little sentiment right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a white piece or a scrap piece of basic white, and then I have the sentiment, which is also from the Scary Cute stamp set. This is the Trick or Treat, You're So Sweet. I love it. It's so cute. And I'm going to take my Gorgeous Grape again. I love Gorgeous Grape for Halloween, as you can tell. I instantly grabbed this when I was working on this project. It's so cute. We're just going to stamp that just like so. No problems there, just even amount of pressure. And then for this one, we're actually using from the dies here. It comes with this little banner, and that fits perfectly right over that sentiment. So we're going to die cut that sentiment using that little banner. So I'm going to grab this little piece here and line it up. Try to do this sideways here. There we go. And then get my cutting plate, which I need a new one. It's really jagged. And I'll just run this through real quick. All right. And if you were going to make a bunch of these for people, you could just, you know, do all the die cutting at once for the sentiments, and then, you know, stamp a bunch of the little trick-or-treaters and punch them out. That would be really quick and easy to do, especially with the Stamparatus. But I thought these would be really cute for, you know, neighbor gifts, or if you're a teacher and you're, you know, having a little classroom party, or you just have a friend that really likes Halloween candy like you do. I mean, I would love to get something like this. We'll use little girl, I think, for this one. So what we're going to do is where this top section of the tag is, I'm going to take a little line of liquid glue, and then we're going to take that banner piece and kind of cover up that top edge of the punch with our sentiment, just like that. I'll let that dry. It's a little goopy. And so that is this little piece on the front, just like that, okay? And then what we're gonna do is, if you want, I took a little scrap piece of the black and white gingham ribbon and I just tied a bow. And I know not everybody likes to tie bows, so if you don't want to do this part, you could absolutely skip it. I just really liked it. For one, it's cute, but also because the black and white kind of helps draw your eye. There's so much purple, so it kind of pops out a little bit and helps draw your eye to the words. So that was another reason I used it, besides it being cute. We're just going to angle those ends there. And then to stick it on, we're going to take a little glue dot here, and we're going to stick that on to the middle of the bow. And then that is going to go, oops, sticking to my finger. That's going to go behind this top right corner right here. So we're just going to stick that right to that little corner, just like that. And that kind of gives you something else that kind of draws your eye a little bit away, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to stick this right to the front of the card, or the treat bag, excuse me, not card. So we're just going to take some dimensionals and put it on the back here. And try to keep it away from the bow because you don't want the bow to get stuck under your little sentiment there. Yep, see, it always happens. But we're just going to take this and we're going to center it along, leaving a little bit of border along the bottom and the right edge of the box. I'm just lining it up just like that to have that little trick-or-treat girl right there. Now, the last thing we need to do is we need to add our little handle that's at the top here so that you could stick it on like a doorknob or just to hold to carry around. Maybe you're having a little trick-or-treat party of your own and you just want to use this as a little trick-or-treat bag. I guess you could do that too. That would be really cute. Okay, so what we need to do is I'm actually going to take a 12-inch piece of this black and white gingham ribbon. I'm going to cut that off first. You could cut a little bit more if you want. 12 inches is pretty good size though. And then we're going to take, this is a 1/8 inch hole punch. Okay, this is what you need. And then a ruler. Where'd my ruler go? I use this thing all the time. It's just an old wooden ruler that I have. So what we're going to do on the seams here is you're going to take your ruler and measuring from the top of these little serrated edges here, you're going to measure 1 inch from that very top point down, and you're going to take a pencil, see if you can see this here. So I'm measuring from that top point, just right there, and where this little line is at the bottom of the 1 inch, I'm going to make a little pencil mark right on that seam. And don't worry about that pencil mark because that's where we're going to hole punch and it's going to be completely just go away, okay? So again, where that top point is, that's where I'm going to line up my 1 inch mark. And then on the bottom where that inch is, I'm going to make a little pencil mark. And if you get a little crazy like I did, you could always erase it. It's really not going to be a big deal though. Okay, so now we're going to take our hole punch and punch. You can see it. And you're going to punch it right there. Do the same on the other side. Just lining that hole up with your punch. You're going to punch it right on that seam, okay? So we have 2 holes now on the side. And then you're just going to take one end and from the outside, you're going to poke it in through that hole. And this is where that pointy end of the take your pick tool comes in handy because you can just take this edge piece here. Ugh, I struggle with this sometimes. All right. And then you can just kind of poke that through that hole there and use your other hand to try to grab it. There we go. All right, so now what I'm going to do, just standard, we're tying it in a knot, and you can pull this up a little bit so you're not fighting with it too much. And you just want to pull that little knot close to the end, and we're going to double knot it. And doubling it should be plenty. It's without you having to worry about it going through that little hole there, okay? Just like that. Okay, so we've got a double knot on one end, and then we're going to flip this one around. This one's a little bit trickier, but you can do it, I promise. And since I had a little bit of a point on this end, that does help threading it through. So if you cut your ribbon at an angle, that will help you make it a little easier to thread it through, okay? All right, so I'm just going to pull this kind of taut, make my knot on the end. Okay, and then I'm going to double knot it, so I'm going to make another knot. Okay, just like that. Making sure it overlaps that first knot there. There we go, just like that. And then you can pull it up. Oh, that's a little short. Maybe I should have made that longer. We'll say 15 inches because that is really tight. Okay, I didn't measure very well. So anyway, 15 inches, I'm going to change that because that is really short. it'll be correct in the tutorial, I promise. I don't know why I mismeasured that, but yeah, 15 inches is actually better. Okay, well, but anyway, okay, so let me show you how much candy I have in this thing. Look at that. Obviously, my son has a huge cookie or Halloween / Valentine's Day of all this extra candy left over, and I just pulled this out of a bag that we have, and I was able to fit all that in there. So you'll be able to fit a ton of stuff. Like I said, you can put, you know, Rice Krispie treats, muffins, little like pumpkin treats. You could put all kinds of stuff in here and it'll all fit, no problem. These are really deep bags. You'll be able to fit a ton of candy in here. Or like I said, find something, maybe you don't want to give away candy. You want to give away little pens or, you know, nail polish, or I don't know. There's so many possibilities, but it is a very, very deep bag, okay? So, all right, guys. Well, that is my project for week 1. I hope that gets you really excited for the next 11 weeks to come. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up or a little heart and leave me a comment. Yes, candy corn is a great idea. I will tell Ethan that you guys missed him. I know he's bummed. I know he would much rather be here than mowing the lawn, that's for sure. If you are new to my Facebook channel, please follow me and like me and give me a thumbs up on this video. If you're new to my YouTube channel, please subscribe and then hit that bell so you never miss a notification. And if you're watching the replay from my YouTube channel, please also leave a comment there. I'd love to know what you think of this project. Okay, guys? All right, well, I will be back again next week with another fun project. I hope you guys are getting excited about it. If you need any of the supplies for today's project, please order them through me, Jennifer Roque, at stampinup.com. And don't forget to use that host code if your order is under $150, okay? And you'll be able to earn free items through Celebration through the end of the month through August 31st, okay? All right, guys, well, until next time, be safe. I'm glad you liked this video, and I'll see you next week. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.